Oh, I have no clue. Got it. All these new damn buttons popping up on Zoom. And yep, accept. Mute YouTube as soon as it pops up. Oh, missed it. Oh, get it. There it is. Yeah, website traffic's been crazy this whole week.
That's good.
A lot of new people finding it somehow. I don't know. But although, see, when I do all my stuff in my videos, I post it to Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and all that stuff. And whatever it catches, it catches. Well, not all of them. Like I don't do the certain ones like mail days and stuff like that unless it's something crazy. I need to change this from top chat to live chat. Shows it's been a while. Plus, I'm tired. Half a day of work, then I had to go sit in a doctor's office for them to be like, "Oh, well, your right hip is sitting higher than your left, which ain't good because of your back. Let's do a referral for a chiropractor. Come back in 8 weeks. Maybe we'll do trigger points." I'm like, "Can't you just get my freaking medical records from Louisville?" Like seriously, and just burn
You
my
having
nerves.
sciatic problems too?
No, it's I have slight scoliosis, degenerative disc disease, and I got a couple vertebrae. It's shifted from when I was deployed. So they got to burn my nerve endings because what do they call it? Radio something shooting down my legs and arms. Like my arms will go numb. Sleeping or sometimes just sitting here working, it goes numb. And they see me going like this and stuff like that.
Hey Ray, what's up?
Everybody's starting to roll in. Well, I'll give it a few guys. I'm just over here shooting the crap anyhow. Get everybody rolling in.
Yeah, guess who's back? Back here again.
Oh, I'm telling you, that ice was nasty in certain areas. Driving down the doctors today, like my road was a sheet ice. Nobody out here did salt except for me on their driveway and stuff because I had the mail come get picked up.
Mm-hmm.
So driving on the main roads going down to doctors, I started looking in the fields and the trees. They were like solid ice compared to what I have here. When Jim
Hey Theodore.
Wilson talks, people listen. Of course they do, because he's like, hello, YouTubers.
Hey Silver Wolf, what's going on? Of course he listens. I mean, it's Kenny Golden all over again.
You could go to his sports card investor university and learn what soccer cards are. He shows it to you. This is a Panini soccer card. This is Topps, but this is Topps Chrome. There's Major League and there's all these other leagues. I'm going, oh my gosh, why does this dude pop up on my feed? I don't even watch his stuff. You know, for a long time, I never even watched who was that crazy pitcher for the Yankees? It was Phil's Pulls. I never watched his videos. They're always in my feed. I haven't seen one in a while. I'm guessing either stopped or something.
Hey Nas, man, what's up, man?
Man, I'll tell you, Nas, that stuff's no fun, man. All that back stuff. Whew. I had to spend, I don't know what it was, like 1,500, $2,000 on my bed. That one of them sleep number air adjustable.
Oh, I got a sleep number and I freaking love it.
Oh man, I gotta tell you what though, mine's has like a slow leak somewhere now into it. Called and they said I'm starting with warranty. I think I got to pay like 50% to get some new tubes in. They're like, oh, it's only $120. I'm like, okay. I'm like waiting for them to say it's gonna be like 800 or something.
Yeah. No, I shit, man. We bought the bed I think 3-4 years ago. Yeah, I love it.
Hey, for all you guys that look for Top Series 1, I got extra boxes actually somehow in allocation. No idea how, it just appeared. So on the 16th, I believe, is the release. They'll be in the store. I forget. I'd something like 4 or 5 hobby and 4 or 5, maybe 6 jumbo, something like between 4 and 6 of each. And then I should be, the store is stocked up on the website. I don't think there's anything else to add this weekend. No, I lied. I see a couple cards laying there. I still got to add. And then I'm going to start working on a soccer piece to it and a Pokemon next.
So you didn't get in this round of a PSA Lethal Lottery, huh?
No, I was like 5,000 and some like 581 on my computer and like 5,200 on my phone. But I heard that they had some issues with people and they were getting booted. So I don't know how many. I haven't got in since the first one, and not the Christmas one, the one after I got into. I haven't been in it at all. And I know there's people using like multiple computers, their iPad, their phone, and everything. And there's some dudes that are like 5 for 5. I'm like, you got some luck. You need to go play a damn lottery or tell me what you're doing to get in. Because I've tried it every which way, being like one of the first, in the middle, at the end. Nothing works.
I just hope that's
When
not how it's going to be from now on.
when Starstuck going, talking about bankruptcy? Oh man, I'm trying not to get that done right now. They were talking about some kind of bone fusion. That's man. I'm like, no, I will eat pain pills and I just won't go to the gym. I won't go for long walks. I won't run no more. I don't want that done because I've heard so many people gotten it, and even the guys that didn't go through like the VA and stuff like that. They're saying they're in more pain. I'm like, I don't want somebody jacking my back up.
What's up, Magnus? How you been,
Magnus
man?
into some hockey. That's what I'm talking about, Magnus. Yeah, I didn't even know he was doing videos again. No idea at all. I thought he stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing I know, I was sitting there and it kind of alert saying he had like something to open up some hockey, and I'm like, holy cow. Anybody in here had luck with the PSA lottery at all, or even just tried? Man, I'm telling you, all these dudes bought silver memberships. If you go on the blowout forums and on Twitter and stuff, they are cussing everything out. And I'm like, how would you like to be like somebody like me that's been with PSA since 2001, I believe it was, and I can't even get into it. But yet a group submitter could go out there and submit as many economies as they want for $50.
Oh, Starstock laid up a bunch of employees and stopped taking raw cards. Oof. Eh?
Nice. Another one bites the dust. Sorry to the employees, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places you're going to notice over the next year to 3 years, a lot of places going kaput again. It's just a recycle. It's going to happen again, and then we'll pick up, and then we'll go stagnant for a while based off of products. I mean, it's all going to depend with crazy fanatics and stuff.
Reorganizing and going to NFTs. Oh boy.
No, who said
Have fun with
NFT?
that. Have fun with that.
I am not doing NFTs. I
Nope.
have Top Shot. I tried it when it first came out. I need to look
Yeah.
see what the things are because I sold two of them like right off the bat for a few thousand each because it paid for all my stuff plus.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I never bought a PSA membership. I'm gonna buy one whenever they come up, or I'm gonna get a platinum one whenever they come available. I'll get one. So definitely be getting one.
PMGs is the way to go, Magnus. I was talking about them 2-3 years ago, and they're just nice cards. I own a couple. They're not anything stupid. I think the highest grade's a Beckett 8. I mean, most of them average 6.5, 7, 7.5.
Most
I
of them
mean, now
went
the
to
newer
group
stuff you should
submissions.
do a lot better.
Most went to the group submissions. Yeah.
There's everybody's doing these NFTs anymore. I mean, look at Sports Card Investor. You could own your very own breaker moment. Oh my gosh, yes, please sell me on something stupid out there. I might as well go on QVC and watch infomercials all freaking day and just give them my credit card.
Kenny Golden.
Oh man, no, he could sell though. Who was the other dude who was on there, man? He was the real seller. Kenny was just usually a call until later on.
Oh, I know. I can't remember his name
Was it
now.
his name Dan or Rick or something?
I can't remember now. I know you're
Theodore
talking
will
about.
know. He'll put it down. He knows what I'm
Nope.
talking about.
It was like he was the salesman, but Kenny Golden was the hype man. The guy on there was Chuck D, and he was Flavor Flav, just in there hyping it up.
See, they're not supposed to be giving those spots for collectors memberships to group submitters. It's supposed to be two separate things. But you are correct that group submitters can submit. I don't think they're capped, from what I understand from a few people I know do it.
Don West.
That's it, Don West. Yep. And the thing is, with that, you got us paying anywhere from 99 to 200 and something for a membership, and we can't even get them. Why not just tell me, hey, dude, you're allowed X amount economy per month? They cap me per month. I'd be happy with that. Tell me I could do 15, 20 economy a month, 10. I don't care.
Hey, Theodore, are you going to be going to the show next weekend at Green Valley? There's a card show going on at Green Valley Saturday. I'll be around. I'll be there. I don't know if you're going to be there or not.
I just saw at a card show here somebody that I know, because people were doing reviews on there, some little what do you call it? Magnus just wrote it up. The boombox pack.
Oh, the boombox, yeah.
But it wasn't boombox, it was Brothers in something. But they were at the last show I did was up there in Louisville, because I walked by and they're like, you want to buy something? I'm like, heck no, I don't buy that repack stuff. And they're like, oh no, there's packs in there. I'm like, no, how much of it's retail? Well, it's a very blah 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 blah. And I'm like, no.
You're going, Theodore? Okay, cool. We got to get together then. I'll be there. I'm actually staying at the hotel, so yeah.
Yeah, I seen the All-Star games this weekend. I mean, we only got Jari in it, so I'm really not too hyped up for it. But I'm kind of glad they kept Malkin and Crosby and people out like that so they don't get hurt. For some reason, I just see it, even though it's like a friendly game now, nobody really cares. I can just see them going out there and like tweaking a knee or something.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of an all-star game in the middle of a season. I like how the Pro Bowl do there at the end. I think baseball should do it, football should do it, basketball should do it, hockey. I think you should do it after the season, not in the middle of it.
Well, Nats, man, you know that if you are a marketplace, you are now required to over $600 in sales per year to provide 1099. My Slabs gets away with it because your payment processor is PayPal. And I think he's going to Stripe too. But see, I have a Stripe account. I'm not worried about that. But he gets away with it. All those NFTs are exchanging on those sites, like with, was it like OpenSea and freaking, I forget the other thing. Those there, eventually, they're going to get caught.
Yeah, Theodore, I'll be there. I'm going to bring some cards, see what happens. I know there's a trade night. I don't know if I'll go to trade night. I may go just to check it out. But I'll be at the show.
Have I got a deal for you? You could buy my new subscription box. Look, we're giving packs at 1988 tops. 88 tops. These are cellos. Only could get them from grocery stores.
And if you act now, not only will we do that, but we will double the order.
We will throw in a 87 tops wax pack.
Mm-hmm. I know there's another card show in March there towards the end. I think the 25th through the 27th, Theodore. So
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of shows popping up everywhere. I get emails all the time about shows. And I mean, just not even like here. Like now there's one somewhere in like Salem, Indiana. Next weekend they're telling me about. I guess he has 50 tables, guys said he's sold out. And I reached out just to see how big it was. It's like, oh, I'm sold out tables. Like, I'm not setting up. I just want to know before I come up here. It's an hour and like a half drive to get to you.
Oh, there'll be a lot of cash this weekend coming up with the Super Bowl. A lot of people making them bets. There's going to be a lot of that.
It is every year. Gambling's an addiction out there.
Yeah. No, I'm heading up there Friday and I'm leaving Monday, so I'll be there.
Oh, you already got your stuff for Atlantic City?
Yeah, he's going to Atlantic City then. I don't. Okay, so the VIP package. I just wonder who the free signers are going to be. Sometimes they're kind of on that.
Yeah, the VIP really don't matter. You don't really bank it off the signers. You bank it having the early access to go
Yeah,
in.
yeah. I got the VIP for the room to sit down.
Yeah, see, that's the one good thing that I always liked since I have a GTS account. They have like a little area you can go in there, hang out. They bring in, well, they used to bring in food. I don't think they did it last year, but it was always nice because you go in there if you had an account. Plus, you just have to link up with your GTS rep and you just walk in a national. You don't have to really pay to get in type deal. Kind of used to be one of them things. Now I think they're going to start checking for badges.
Hey Theodore, I put my email in the chat right there. Email me and hit me up. We'll look around, have a beer. If you're not working, you said you're going to be going, so.
Oh, I see now with the dots. I think wasn't that with most of the all-star cards or something like that from that year.
Yeah, underneath the All Star thing, there was a little thing called the trademark, the TM. Some of them had it, some of them didn't.
No, there was with a dot onto it. There was like a period or something. Yeah, there it is after the ink on the copyright. Yeah, people come with the craziest things. To me, for it to be an error, it's got to be a wrong player. You know, the reverse negatives back in the day, like Juan Gonzalez. Stuff like that to me. Dale Murphy had a reverse negative too. When they didn't have the Nolan Ryan, the little, what was it, the 300 win thing, it was supposed to be on there. Stuff like that.
Oh, that's right. They're doing all that stuff this weekend. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of autograph Hawks there. Definitely for Pro Bowl
Well,
and
I
the All Star
think
game.
there's a show in Atlanta this weekend or next weekend because they were talking about like all these Bengal players coming down there. And I was like, not active ones, retired, just like Ocho Cinco and stuff. I'll tell you what's been crazy. It's been quiet on the scams here after the first like 5 instances this year. There will be coming again.
Yeah, I wasn't here to talk about the good old Trevor Lawrence kaboom. That was pretty great.
Oh, the Trevor Lawrence. You had Mark's cards. Um, there's all kind of drama going on every which way on YouTube anymore.
Oh, I'm sure Vegas this weekend's packed with all the stuff going on. I'm sure next weekend's going to be really packed with Super Bowl. John Littleton, 82 Fleer. Oh, gosh.
I tell you, people are still buying a lot of how can I say this? Like more of your base graded cards, like the Herbert Absolutes. I mean, I sold one just not even an hour or two ago. But I mean, they're still buying all that stuff up left and right. I mean, I got it if you're a collector and stuff like that onto it, but when you like the Zions and the Morants, they're heavily populated. People still buying them. I'm like, why? It makes no sense at all to buy that stuff. But I will say, like, some of this stuff's going to be coming back, and you want to first in and out, you make a little money.
Yeah, if that Zion and those Burrows don't sell before I leave, I'm taking those with me over there.
Yeah, might get rid of them.
Maybe.
Told you, you go hang out with all them famous YouTubers. Gonna be up there.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Cards, baseball card lives matter too. Oh my gosh.
Does this look like a face that wants to be famous? No.
I see some value in them, depending on what they are. Now, the base ones that are like, and I'm talking about, are more your IMAX, they're out 99. The Wars out 99, stuff like that there.
Hey, Todd.
When you start looking at, we'll use Herbert Selects, they're going to be way overpopulated. Herbert Prisms, way overpopulated, unless you have that auto, numbered cards, something like that. Then you got something.
Or if you have something special out of Choice, or something special out of No Huddle, or something special out of stuff like that.
See, here's the thing, though. Choice used to be very limited back in the day. It's still plentiful right now. So I could tell you now they mass produce that stuff. Granted, the football one has a bigger checklist, but instead of it being X amount of copies they don't tell anybody about, now I bet you it's double or triple this year. Just like the Genesis, because I see more and more people pulling Genesis left and right this year out of out of basketball. And I've even seen some football. I don't even know if football retail came out yet, Mosaic. I guess it did.
No, I don't think it
somebody has some videos up because they already pulled Genesis. But I mean, honestly, I think they overproduced them just like they did the Kabooms this year. And that's why the Kabooms that they went with, like the golds and the one greens and all that stuff.
I ain't gonna have none of that shit, Nats. I'll probably have 10 cards with me and my cell phone. Yeah, I had to change it. There's a guy around here with the same name as me who does shows and promotes stuff, so I had to change it. Granted, there is a card shop in LA called the Bullpen, but I did add an extra N on there. It's going to be a while till everybody figures that out, but it is what it is. Like I said, I ain't trying to get famous on here. I'm just having fun.
The Illuminati of content creators. There you go. They should make a badge of that stuff. Secret fraternity card. Or secret handshake.
What, them all grabbing their wieners?
No, handshake. I didn't say touching each other's thing. Now, come on. We don't want to get in that topic now.
They're going to give each other tuggies.
We already know there's somebody out there claiming somebody's a pedophile out there in YouTube land.
Don't go, don't go there again.
No, that's why I said let's not go with the winkers down there. No, because that whole thing, man, that's going to blow up bad in somebody's face, I think.
You've opened 40 sellers of Mosaic, no Genesis yet, Ken? Wow. See, okay, so the first box, I actually bought a full box. The second and third time, I actually got loose packs. I didn't get a whole box. I got 12 loose packs. So, I don't know. I don't know if there's one in every box. There could be, but I don't know. I got 40 loose packs, and I've just gotten lucky. Granted, 2 of the Genesis were not very good, but the LaMelo saved me. I got Josh Richardson and Miles Turner.
Yeah. Some you guys up on mods that I know. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of vintage from the shows to eventually grade. I mean, I've been picking up some odds and ends of stuff, like Griffey autos, Ichiro stuff, Montana Rice autos, stuff like that there that I can just put away for a time being. And my thought process is this. I've seen Joe Montana and John Elway. They look pretty old right now. To me, seeing them play football, I just haven't realized they've aged so much. Not saying they're going to die next year or 5 years from now or 20 years from now, but when they do, it might be something. Might be my second retirement gift to myself.
See what's funny, out of all the Panini SP cards like Kabooms, Downtowns, and stuff like that, the ones that I'm really liking and the ones that I'm going to try and probably start getting into the most are those Color Blasts.
The Color Blasts are great. I think out of them all, that's it. Your downtowns are next, then your kabooms. Color blasts are really, really hard to get. It's only going to be a hobby only. You can get it in for one. And they're not guaranteed one per case.
Nope.
So, I mean, if you could find a nice color blast and hold it or try to put, if you could pull like, one or two of the bigger ones, you could actually build the set itself. But it's the idea of catching the big ones first.
Yeah. But those are the ones I like out of those. Downtowns are nice, the kabooms are nice, but or the on campuses are the new ones. But to me, I just like the color glass. They're really sharp cards. They're really nice. And they seem a lot limited more than the other ones. The other ones just seem like they're more plentiful.
I pulled a couple out of football last year. I didn't pull any out of basketball with all I opened. Charles killed it last year on Genesis.
Oh, you mean they're going to want VIP passes and all this? You know what? Let them. Let them. Let them all have their 15 minutes of fame, and then after that, it's we'll see where they are in about a year or two.
Well, some will still be around. I mean, some of them have the high count. See, that's the thing is, without pointing fingers at anybody, I get stuff that gets in my recommended feed. Okay. And a lot of it is, I call it catfish by what the title is. Okay. And
Clickbait.
with the new clickbait too, the new thing is, let me talk dirt about X and O's. It's one thing if you're going to go out there and show the dude's a scammer or something like that. Totally cool with that. But, some of the stuff, I'm just like, I don't know. Is it for clicks and views and subscribers or what offhand? Oh, let me get you too.
They caught the robber, huh?
I haven't seen anything on that's been about them falling apart or separating at all. I'll have to see. I know the football I got in, nothing was wrong with them. Other than your basic, there's a mark on it, it's not going to 10 because I had the Mac Jones silver.
Hey, don't mess with the hobby. What's up? That's crazy. Huh. I wouldn't have someone bought subs.
I could see it too. People bought subs through the years. That was a big thing to get you over, I think, the 1,000 plateau, because I get emails constantly from all these places about SEO will get you subscribers, yada, 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 yada. Honestly, just from doing breaks over time and stuff like that, that's just where you get the numbers at. But I've heard it recently of a few, we'll say, in the sports card realm that has bought subscribers.
It's me. I'm doing it. I'll admit to it right now. Cat's out the bag. You caught me red-handed. I bought all 307 subscribers of me.
That's the funny thing.
Every single damn one of them.
You could have 5,000 subscribers, and sometimes, you get 50 views on your video. Just they don't want to watch it. Now, if I would post like there was X amount of scam, I can get thousands of views for some reason. It's all because of what the video content is and people sharing it or whatever else there is out there. See, like what I do with a lot of my videos, I'll post them on Instagram with tags, Twitter, Tumblr. I was telling Joey about this earlier. And some of them I'm just like, I don't think anybody really wants to watch a mail day, but a lot of my stuff is I like to go back and watch my own videos. I know it sounds crazy, but I like to see, man, what did I get in this mail days and stuff like that there? And then I kick myself in the butt for getting rid of, I mean, I went back and started watching. I pulled like gold Tatis rookies and stuff like that. First Bowman's autoed and stuff like that there because I just go back and look at that stuff, just some kind of document stuff. Sell you some subscribers. I don't know how you sell subscribers, to be honest. I know most of the people that got busted for that were doing that stuff with subscribers because like they're from other countries, all right. And I know when YouTube was going through, they were like killing a lot of those accounts. You'd see people drop from like 50,000 to like 6,000 followers all of a sudden. And that's how you could tell real quick. Oh, yeah, that could be it too. Yeah, you jump up that many. I know I like when I started doing all the scam to trim card things, like my subscriber count was just going up like 15, 20 a day. I was like, holy cow, that's a lot. When I used to do breaks, every time you would do eBay breaks, you were getting 20 to 30 people roughly per break that weren't in it before. Then you get the casual people come by, watch the channel. I mean, that's a real quick way to get if you're doing breaks. Now you with eBay now you just can't do it. But back then, yeah. There's still a couple guys in here come through here that I know from when I was doing eBay breaks. I don't know if Justin's hanging out in here. James, another one. I think he found me on eBay too.
Exactly, Theodore. People in this hobby, they are naive and they're very easily led astray or just lack common sense on what they want to do. Instead of, they want to follow the leader, but they don't want to lead themselves.
Yeah, I mean it's the truth.
How long have I been doing videos? I've been doing videos for probably over a year now. Maybe over a year. Maybe a year and a half, year and a quarter, maybe a year and a half, maybe.
2 years max with COVID, I'd say.
Yeah, something like that.
But like here's a weird. I'll give you an instance because I look at my analytics on YouTube. I just noticed that my Juan Soto, like the story of the 101, what happened with the first Bowen 101, got like freaking 2,000 views in like 2 days. Couldn't figure out why. I'm like, that's kind of odd. Another person did a video onto it, and when people were doing the searches, it was generating my video. I mean, it's just stuff like that there. You'll just like if you start producing a lot of videos of content, not like I'm opening up a box or whatever it may be, stuff like that, but just like story time telling stuff. You'll be surprised. Like there'll be somebody like, why did I just get like 1,000 views out of nowhere? And you start looking, oh, I guess YouTube pushed these videos somehow, some way. Oh, the Mark's card thing will get revealed. It will in time. Big time. Oh, yeah. I mean, especially like me when I started now still venturing into soccer, back into hockey. There's a lot of like, I don't know who was good in hockey last year, the year before that, because I stopped with I think it was Austin Matthews' his rookie year. I didn't really start doing anything after. So it was at 16, 17, 17, 18, something like that. But yeah, it takes a long time to understand cards and understand what goes on. A lot of people are going to be frustrated because of the dips. I mean, you guys see it on these videos where guys come right out when they're at the card show saying, oh, I'm in this for this amount. I can't let it go for that price. You gotta learn to take your losses with your wins.
They're too deep into it. That's the problem.
Well, that's the thing is if you bought a card at we'll use Lucas Silver Prisms at the hype, they were almost 10 grand. I just saw one get razzed for around 3,000. $7,000 loss. If you can't during that time of the whole thing of the boom, if you can't say that you made money during it and write that off as a loss, take your loss, move on. It happens to everybody out there. It's just a lot of people don't talk about losses on these videos. They talk about, oh, I just did this and this and made the X amount of percentage of profit and all that stuff.
Oh no, I got some PSA submission stuff coming back. But yeah, I lost quite a bit because they're not as desirable as they were when I sent them. But that happens. You win some, you lose some. Can't win all the time.
After about a year in breaking, Johnny, I end up paying a marketing team out of California, right? Because I didn't understand this SEO crap, nothing. Like they managed my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and they were helping me with my SEO on my YouTube channels, right? So they would push out all my breaks and then they would push all my stuff out. I mean, I got subscribers from it, but it wasn't like, I got 600 subscribers one day and 1,000 the next type deal. It was like a few here every week and stuff like that. But see, I learned to ask the girl that was like my account manager certain questions, and I figured out how they did it. It took a long time because you start watching YouTube videos on SEO, the stuff changes all the time with the algorithm, and you just have to figure it out. I mean, if you are able to post videos into like a Reddit subgroup, you can get lots of views, lots. Like I said, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, I still force stuff on to. LinkedIn, and something else. I can't remember what the other one is. There's
You just
5
got
of
back
them.
a sub. You just got back a sub from BGS yesterday from September 2020. Tell you right now, Beckett is the one that's kind of, I don't know, to me, they're losing a lot of their steam on anything because they're just so backed up and they're not doing anything about it.
Well, here's the thing why I don't like Beckett right now. One, they haven't done anything to improve themselves.
No.
Two, they're going these shows and grading cards for people. Okay, I got it. PSA's doing the same stupid thing. Same time frame, PSA's expanded. They're catching up. I mean, this is no lie. An April 16th enter date we just got back. How that happened, I have no idea, because realistically, they should be in the middle of March to the end of March. And it just shows now they're modern for PSAs at a standstill for some reason. A lot of people, we've been talking about it. But Beckett is by far the worst of all. I know SGC is like 15-day turnaround right now, business days. But if you do SGC, you're really not going to get anything back unless it tends. Now, I got it if you got something that's going to be like a PSA 8 and you want to send it to SGC because it's going to be cheaper, quicker, push it, move it, whatever it may be. I got that part. But if you're going to send out like all these base things to SGC, it's just not going to pan off, especially if you get 9 5s and 9s, a lot of it back.
Half your order was not graded. Wow.
Oh, from Beckett?
Yeah. That's what
wow.
I said. That's what I just said. I was like, wow.
That
yeah, exactly. Like you said, Beckett hasn't done nothing to improve themselves or to, catch up with what PSA is doing. I mean, I'm sorry, SGC is kind of leapfrog Beckett right now on getting stuff done. Is Beckett still worth the name? Yes. Is it still worth grading cards? Yes. But if you want something back, you got to do it quickly and you got to pay the extra. Even then, as if it says, Express is $300, you're still going to be waiting 2 months for it, 3 months.
Their whatever top level is $250. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
At a buddy send off, it was about 6-7 weeks from the time that they got it till he got it back. Grant, I got the thicker stock cards, yada 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 yada. Okay. To me, I told him, I said, I'd almost rather just chance to get a PSA 8 than a Beckett freaking 9 right now.
Leave Trinity cards? Why? What? So they didn't. They said they cannot authenticate the patches. Really?
Yep. I've heard about this, and it's due to the fact look on the back of the card, Eric. There's something on the back of it that made it flaky in a way. Like where Upper Deck was putting down like it was a manufactured patch, game worn, whatever it was, their stuff went through. But now a lot of these like PSA, I think, and there's another one. I think it might be SGC. They come out and say they're not authenticating the material because the card company itself is supposed to do that. They will grade the autograph. They will authenticate an autograph because that's what they get paid to do. But as far as the memorabilia pieces, and the only way you know if the memorabilia swapped out is if that person who got that card was in a break or something, and you know it, and then it's like, wait a minute, that's not the same patch I got, or he got, or she got, whatever it may be. But yeah, there was something about Leaf stuff where, and I know it was Trinity now you're talking to, because it was something to do with the patches. Because if you look at Trinity's patches, they're like NT patches. They're crazy looking. I mean, but there was something to do with them.
That's interesting because Leaf does a lot of business with Beckett too.
Everybody does business with everybody. It's that with all the stuff going on, they do not want to be held liable anymore for that stuff. Freaking USPS deliver and someone's. Oh, wow. Oh, I would be, they could track where that went to off their GPS scan too. That one will probably help you the best off Pat, but you're going to have to do a lot of work on that, a lot. And if they're supposed to obtain a signature and they're saying due to COVID that they're not required to do that now, you should be able to win the case, but you're going to have to go through, I'm not going to lie, hell, because the insurance with USPS, and if Todd's still in here, he'll be able to tell you it's a separate company they purchased their insurance through St. Louis, Missouri. And you got to do a huge document up to make up onto it. You have to do all kind of research on the cards. You have to find somebody that's considered a certified dealer to appraise your cards and stuff. It's stupid. See, I lucked out. They let me do my own appraising, and then of course my stuff was found.
I have 9 Trinity cards. 1 got graded, and 8 of them did. So they did grade one of them, but not the other ones. That's interesting.
It might be because the patchwork it's in them.
Declared value of 3,000. Oof. Yeah, I'd go down to the postmaster with a baseball bat and find and get some answers.
The PSA is probably going to push that on USPS. Rightfully so. I mean, I would do the same thing. I'd be like, hey, post office said they delivered it. I mean, there's nothing I could do onto it with it. And then you got to fight that battle. The first thing I would do is go straight down to whoever your post office is, if they're open tomorrow. Say, look, they're saying this was delivered. Show me who signed for this package. And 2, it did not make it to me. And they're going to have to track it down. But they have a GPS coordinate little thing in there. They can tell you where it was actually pushed to. And then comes the big headache onto it all.
The insurance.
Because even if you have a declared value of 3,000 onto it, now if it was lost in the mail, it never got delivered to you, PSA is going to cover you. You don't have to worry about that. But as soon as it shows it was delivered to somebody somewhere, it's one of the most painful things in the world to go through. See, there's Todd. I knew he'd be listening. I saw him in here earlier.
You are now allowed. You are now allowed to sign for package, but the carrier should confirm your home.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It was weird because when I had my fiasco, there was a lot of guys that broke with me or used to do breaks with me. I shouldn't say broke with me, but they were like high up in the post office. I mean, we were every which way. And my postmaster on Fort Knox does a better job than my regular one where I live at. And they went at it hard. And a lot of times it's due to being contracted out, like from Louisville out. If I overnight something, it leaves Louisville FedEx to go to the next place, and it's supposed to be dropped off to the USPS there. And that's why now I'm really shaky on saying anything overnight.
Nats, do you have multiple mailmen? Because my street, I have like 2 or 3 different ones that come here. It's weird. It's not the same one that gets the same route.
See, I got one guy for like 4 out of 5 days. He's off one, and they rotate the driver that day. It used to be Thursday, so I would never have anybody pick up on Thursdays. Now they started switching his day each week, so it's like, do I ask him what day he's off and sound like a creep or what?
Creeper.
Well, I mean, look at your package. It shows it didn't even make it to Vine Grove at like 10 o'clock last night.
Mm-hmm. I know.
And yet they picked up at like 11:30.
I know. It's funny. The one that you sent yesterday, the one that you dropped off yesterday, or the one they picked up yesterday or today?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
They picked up one today. I don't know if that's scanned in yet.
Yeah, the one they picked up today got scanned before the other one did.
No, your one yesterday was scanned in last night. The one I mailed yesterday, because I looked this morning, was scanned in at 10:30 p.m. in Vine Grove. And I'm like, they're not even open. There's nobody there at that hour. They don't do their midnight shift until I think if they come in at like 1 in the morning. It's a small little rinky post office. Small. I mean, it's like 4 or 5 drivers. They have 2 clerks and a postmaster. And the clerks come in there doing a lot of the work. They have somebody comes in like a midnight shift for something in there because they get mail gets delivered at like 2 or 3 in the morning for something like that. They were telling me it's insane. DL. Huh, that's kind of weird.
The thing with Fanatics, Theodore, Fanatics already go through Beckett for a lot of their authentication. I can see Fanatics and Beckett actually getting together and doing something like that, or Fanatics doing their own.
Next is going to be using CGS. Already been talked about because it's already partnered under the umbrella of whoever owned them and whatever it is.
Hold on one second.
Yep. Oh wow, they do yours that way, huh? Okay. Yeah, his was he had like a certain they wanted to take Mondays originally, Todd, and because of the mass mail and having new people just floating in and out from everywhere, he just didn't want that happening. So he ended up was on Thursdays, and now they just rotate it. But I'll have to ask him if that's what they're doing there. Yeah, that's what they told me, Todd. But like from the hours of I want to say it's 7 or 8 p.m. until like 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning. There's nobody at that place because it's small. Then they have one person that comes in, I guess, between these clerks, and it's weird. Like the one in Elizabethtown, one in Radcliffe, and even on Fort Knox, they have operations going 24/7. There's shifts for all that stuff. But my little one, nothing even close to it.
I think Upper Deck's in a good spot right now.
I do too. I think because they hold the big contracts out there.
They got LeBron, they got Jordan, they got Tiger Woods, they got Gretzky, they got what do you call hockey? Plus they got AEW, which is getting a lot of steam right now, so that's good for them.
Well,
I
plus
see Upper Deck in a good spot.
They still do their weird set with people in suits. Was it Godwin?
They do
And
Godwin.
That there, I mean, you still get Rice's, Montana's, stuff like that into it. I wish they bring back masterpieces because that was like a big, huge thing back in the day. Masterpieces was cool. The one thing I do wish they'd bring back, it'd be expensive now because you're talking about Jordan and LeBron autos being in them boxes, numbered out 25 or less, but it'd be worth it. Oh yeah, my carrier, I see him at like around 3 o'clock. He's getting off already Because like I know the carrier, he told me they come in early to help them do stuff at like I think he said 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, something like that. And then they don't start their route until almost 9:30ish, 10 o'clock, because then they got to load all their stuff up because I'm one of the very first stops normally. But he did tell me there's some days where they're in there still doing stuff. That's why he doesn't show up till like noon, 12:30, because they're just jammed. Or if somebody didn't show up for work and they got to divide up and figure out how this is going to go out or something. Oh yeah, Upper Deck's releases are way behind. But if you look, we're going to have freaking 2022 tops out and still be getting 2021 tops baseball. Because you still have Platinum Anniversary. It's coming out. Now it's scheduled into March. It'll probably be sometime in April. I think it'll have like 3 or 4 tops products for 2022 out.
Fanatics will already have the rights of players once they get their stuff with basketball and football. They're already going to have those. So
yeah, that's what what he was trying to tell me. Something like that, Todd. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't.
but
I had one day where they delivered my mail twice. Like my regular post office guy came, gave me stuff. Now this was also during the Christmas holiday too. And it was just weird because my mom's like, hey, the mailman just came by. I'm like, what? He came by earlier, did a pickup. And I went out and looked, and dang right, yeah, they had extra mail came out. It wasn't packages, it was letter mail. That's a good idea, Todd. There for if they do that.
yeah. You're a mail carrier that cares. You're a guy who cares. A lot of these ones don't.
See, that's the thing is like I use my local one since I've been teleworking, but if I have an issue, it's big. I just call straight to Fort Knox. Hey guys, they're like, oh boy, what do you got this time? I'm like, check this out. Calling you because this is X amount of value, this and this, and they will pester everybody. If they can go through everything and don't get responses within like 3 days, they tell me just start filing away. Eventually it'll be found because they do not want to pay out. But that's the one reason, like I have them come in and scan the stuff right there at the door. Now it might not show up in the computer till later because it's something to do with the little gadget thing that they download or something. I don't know. The older guys have issues with it. I know that whenever they come by. But
here's the thing with Fanatics. I don't think Fanatics is going to drop the ball on us. I don't think they're really going to screw us. But we still we still haven't seen it yet. We don't know what their full plan is yet. I'm just kind of curious on how their production is going to be and how their quality is going to be is the main thing, and how affordable it is, how accessible it is. They're going to have to be able to do all that to make the hobby grow, make the hobby happy. Because if they start doing stuff and pulling back and pulling back and pulling back and making it this way or this way or this way, it's going to turn a lot of people off.
Well, it'll be a goat show for a year. I already know that. And it's going to be a test run with tops. And it's going to be bad. Right now, I know this year's product is still going to the distribution channels, GTS, Southern Peach, et cetera, et cetera. Next year, nobody knows, none at all, how it's going to work. And if it does work to where our distributors have to buy direct from them, there's no cutback in price from what it's going to be. They're buying it from them for anyhow. And I'm like, well, there's just no point ordering. But I just told Joey, I think it was either this week or last week, Topps basketball comes out. Topps, what I tell you, was Inception basketball, but it's not like
it's overtime.
Yeah, well, it's something like that, but I think it's Inception overtime. There's some weird name to it other than overtime. But all the players, I think, are high school and college. I don't know the college thing, but if you go on there and look for it, because I got allocated a box, I'm like, hell, we'll see what we can pull onto it. I'm going to need some help because I don't know the college players right now or high school kids or whatever they're doing.
It reminds me of Panini baseball, but with high school and college kids, not in their college uniforms, not in their high school. They have these own. It's called like overtime elite or something like that, and they have these own their own jerseys, and they look. Not gonna lie, the cards look nice. I kind of like the design, but the players are just in these weird jerseys. It just doesn't look right, and I've never heard of any of these players.
See if I can pull it up. I'll show you guys. It was just something that caught my eye going through. I'm like, Topps basketball. I'm like, what the heck? Trying to get my account open
And
here.
Theodore, amazed how people are grading with anyone outside Beckett, SGC, or PSA. Well, if you're grading outside those three, good luck. Because a lot of these companies are not going to be here within a year. Everyone's like, oh, it's cheaper, it's this, or they got color schemes with the labels, or the designs are cool, or they're holographic or foil. That's fine. But people in the hobby who know the hobby, they're not going to take them serious.
Okay, there's two basketball products.
Yeah. There's no they're not solidified. They're just fly by night by now.
Let me see.
Maybe what was that, CSG? They'll be around because they got the comic book credentials. They'll be around. But everyone else, unless they get some kind of push, I don't see it happening.
So this is the first product come out. It's called Topps Chrome Overtime Elite. This is Topps Chrome, okay? So I don't know anything about who some of these players are that I see in the pictures. But you can see it's going to be retail because there's hobby exclusive too. Let me see here. I'm trying to figure out how to click on this. I don't know who KOK Yat is, so check that out though. The Superfly insert. Oh my.
I got that the base Topps design right there with the basketball. Anybody remember the old Topps embossed? That's what that reminds me of.
But see, like I said, with the names on here, who's that say? Jalen Lewis? So, I think it says Jalen. It's hard to see. So that's the one.
The 69 shirts look nice. The Superfly, I can dig those. I like the Superfly. Those are kind of cool. I like the design on some of these, but I just don't know any of these players. I don't know any of these cats.
So Topps Inception Overtime Elite basketball. It's just like Inception. Look at the patch in that thing. That's just sick looking. Gene Montero. Oh, it just says Overtime Elite. There's no teams on it. But then you go through somebody Gortman. Griggs.
The Inception is basically the baseball design.
It is. And look, you got the booklets down here and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's kind of cool. Let me hit stop on this. But it's kind of cool to see that they're trying to do something like this and weave their way into it. I don't know if it's going to be, it's a Fanatics thing that they're trying to push Panini into selling early, which I highly doubt they will.
Yeah, I just don't know any of the players. I just don't. What scares me, I know those players, and I don't like that they have to wear those elite jerseys. They're not, to me. The cards are nice. I'm not going to lie. They look nice. But I just don't know any of them. It's basically going to be like a Bowman draft. You're going to hold these cats for a long time, and hopefully maybe one of them turns into something. But then again, they could become nothing.
I've been asking that question to distributors, GTS, because I have GTS. I got a Southern and a Peach account. Nobody can answer it. Nobody. All I know is that baseball is still good this year and everything else is in limbo. I think that they're going to allow the distributions to buy at the same price me and you can on their site, but they're going to give them a heads up on getting their stuff and then release afterwards, kind of like how Topps does now. But I think the price is going to stay the same, which then makes you wonder, okay, if they're spending, we're just going to throw out like Top Series one's $100 hobby, right? So why would I buy it from my distribution at 100 and say $20 a box when I could just fight the Fanatics line and buy them at 100, same price they got them for? So there's got to be something that's going to be done there. I just don't know what. Nobody can answer it. I mean, the high end is going to sell regardless, because look at Panini with their Dutch auctions. People still buy it. So I don't think you need the distribution channels like GTS to sell that stuff, because it's going to sell.
Yeah. And the Fanatics did the same thing Panini did with the white sparkle packs and the point system. That'll still do very well because those are all limited.
I see they put it. I still got Star Wars Bounty. That was supposed to be out like 8 months ago. Now it's into March, but it's going to get pushed to April. Platinum Anniversary. That's last year's product. And we're going to have at least Topps Archive Signature Series out before then, I could see. Heritage will be out before then, Series 1.
Hey, some of those wax era sets I still do like. I still like some of those. But yeah, there was tons of them back then. But
Series 2, Pristine Baseball. There's Bundesliga, Topps Showcase. There's nothing new. There's just a whole lot of stuff on here, Pokemon, that I get in. And I've been buying up the retail hockey, like gravity feeds and stuff. They're letting me get them, so I'm taking them. Let me scroll back over.
I mean, you got to think, Topps had Big League. They had opening day. They got to have some stuff that's affordable for kids if they want to get a 99-cent pack and stuff like that. But
normally I get allocation of both of those, and I have none yet. And that's what I'm saying is they're probably going to be doing them, but they're just not out yet. Usually opening day used to come out right around 1st of April. So it might still pop.
To me, it's just funny because if I get any retail stuff, I'm not grabbing any baseball retail. That's what's funny. I'm not grabbing any baseball retail that comes out. I'll grab basketball and football stuff because you still got stuff to chase in those, like Genesis, Downtowns, Kabooms, and stuff like that. But when you got baseball, you really ain't got nothing to chase.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. When you start releasing Kabooms and Downtowns and retail, you oversaturate it. I mean, this is no joke. Back in the day, like I was buying cases from Dave and Adams because I wasn't given allocations on a lot of products for baseball through GTS. So like Clearly Authentic and stuff like that, I would buy 2 or 3 cases. So then they'd be like, here, you get all these cool rewards boxes. So I was getting like Studio Basketball, and that had the original Downtowns, and I pulled the Ben Simmons. I'm sitting there staring at it. I'm like, is this the $350 Ben Simmons? I took a picture, sent it to somebody I knew. I'm like, is this what you guys have been hyped about? Because I pulled him and I pulled the Kobe. I think it was from the same year. I know both of them came out free from their stuff, because a lot of times I would just use those boxes and use them as giveaways. Occasionally I was getting stuff because I was still building sets back then too. And now, if you go look at like David Adams Gibneys for spending all that money, it's garbage compared to what you were getting back in the day.
Yeah, but the thing with baseball, though, I'm not buying any Heritage. I'm not buying any Panini products like Optic. I'm not buying any Mosaic baseball. I'm not buying any Gypsy Queen. I'm not buying any of that stuff because it's really, autographs are very far in between. But only one that I can think of when it comes to baseball retail that I'm still kind of, if I see it, I'll grab it, is Bowman.
I won't even touch that.
But other than that, there's really nothing baseball that I'm kind of like wanting to get retail. I'll still get football and basketball, but baseball, not so much. I haven't really gotten into baseball in a while. It's because I don't know.
We were talking about this in a group thing. So, you know how all these eBay auctions are ending like this weekend, right? For
Yep.
Burrows and stuff like that, Stafford's. How many people are going to hold it for 7 days to see who wins a Super Bowl and then cancel out all those sales?
Yep. I have quit selling on eBay. It's been a long time since I sold anything on eBay because I'm just tired of all the problems.
I don't sell on eBay, but I use DC Sports who sells for me on eBay because I don't put up with the
Yep.
crap.
Yeah, I do that. I will consign with them, but as for doing it on my own, no. Only three avenues I use. I'll do stuff on my channel, DC Sports, or my slabs. That's it. Those are my three avenues. eBay is not even an avenue anymore because of all the hassles and people wanting to complain about something or returns or this or that or blah blah blah. I'm like, no.
The license is still under Topps' name, but they were purchased. Now I don't know when the sell date is official. I heard that they've already done the contract. This is like a couple like beginning of January. So I don't know if it's been finalized completely that Fanatics has some rain onto it or how it's worked in, with it all. But currently Topps is the one with the baseball license for this year, but they do fall underneath the Fanatics name now. I don't know how that whole thing works out.
Yeah,
Oh
plus
yeah, eBay should do something like that. I mean, here's the thing. If you look at all the big auction houses, to include my slabs, okay, my slab is only a 1% buyer's premium. That's low. Same with a 1% seller, very low. But if you look at like Heritage and Golden Auctions, I think they carry something like a 10% buyer's premium. So if I buy a card for 100,000, I got to pay 10% onto that, okay, for a buyer's premium. eBay only hits a seller up for it. If we're going to do auctions, why not do buyer's premiums onto it and then, cut that price out of the seller piece of it all?
yeah, like for instance, my burrow, yeah, it ain't on eBay. It's on my slabs. I won't sell on eBay because someone will buy it. Like you said, wait 7 days to pay it. They don't win the Super Bowl. Oh, I want my money back, or I'm not paying for it. They'll cancel the order.
Oh, I guarantee there's going to be a lot of that. A lot.
Yeah, exactly.
It happens every year for basketball and football players. Baseball, not so much, and hockey, but watch all the returns that come into play on there.
Well, baseball, no, because there's 7-game series. Football and basketball, you got 7-game series, but you still see it. But football, definitely, but just being one game and done.
7-game series is 2 weeks, and they give you 10 days. So if you buy that second, third game in, you're going to cut it close, but you're going to know, hey, do I want to pay for this item or not? Or just take the little, strike, if they call it, against them.
And the whole tax form now with eBay, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what DC's going to do with that, because if you're getting it via PayPal, you shouldn't get one. But if he's cutting you checks or ACHs or wires, they're going to have to issue that somehow. I don't know how he's going around that.
He's going to have to change it. He's going to have to go strictly to either like Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. He's going to have to go somewhere that route.
What's up, Ziggy? Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to see what this basketball stuff is when it comes out. I got a box of each. Well, I'll open it probably live or do a video, one of the two. Probably more live because I have no idea who the players are in there. And somebody could be like, ooh, that's the guy selling for a lot. Or, hey, yeah, you got had. More likely that you got had. I'm really waiting for definitive baseball to come out. And a lot of people keep asking, oh, you're not buying a lot of wax anymore. Not really until definitive comes out. I might pick up some here or there. But when definitive comes out, that's my product. I like definitive. I'm okay with Diamond Icons and Dynasty, but it's just something about Definitive. I mean, I'm sure it's going to come out $1,500 a box. So 4,500 is what I got to spend for a case. And I mean, usually in a case, you're at least going to get one 101. Hopefully you get two. You're really doing great if you get three, and one of them's a cut auto. But the stuff with Definitive, to me, I just like it. The autos are there. There's nice patchwork usually. And now you still get a lot of the one color jersey things and stuff like that there, but product looks good. That one excites me.
See, I'm big on. I like Spectra and Obsidian a lot.
Johnny, I did too. Now, PayPal's falling the same thing this year. Before it used to be 200 transactions or 20,000. You got 1099. So now it's the $600 flat. So I just know I'm getting one every year. I mean, it's just a given.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my PayPal this year, because I looked at there was no 1099. I think I did like 6 or 7,000 on it only. It was nothing huge. I just put it on there, PayPal, onto my notes that I send off. And that's how I do my stuff. Like it'll be the 1099s, then it'll be PayPal. And then I have one column that says cash sales, credit card sales, website sales. That's everything else basically covered I take in. And then I just got one big, huge spreadsheet with it all. And as the stuff comes in, I float in the boxes minus if I sell at a show, they just got to take my word. I took the cash in. I mean, I don't think they're going to care because I'm claiming it regardless. Yeah, PayPal will issue out 1099s, but like a lot of the places, I don't know how they're going to do it because there's a lot of places, marketplaces for cards that are brand new. And I think with my slabs, once he changes processors, he's going to have to figure that out. Because if I get a 1099 from PayPal and I'm taking my payments there, he can't issue me a 1099 too because it's wrong. And then he's going to have to go in there and pay more money to get it fixed. So if he does it through Stripe, he's going to have something put in the background that PayPal is taken off. And this was all like your Stripe payments or whatever on there. I think he said it was Stripe he was using. I can't remember now from the email. But that's why I'm not messing with a lot of platforms at all. It's either straight PayPal off of my website, cash, or my slabs, which goes through PayPal anyhow. I mean, honestly, at PayPal, you just go plug a credit card in and pay your debit card on there and it still goes through.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have my American Express on there. I have my Capital One. I have my checking accounts on there. I have all kinds of accounts on my PayPal. So I just
talking about somebody doesn't have a PayPal account or it's been suspended. You don't have to have a PayPal account to pay for it. They'll pull it up, you plug in all your information, plus it, they process it, done and over.
Yeah, but I know Venmo and Cash App will start getting big with that stuff too.
Venmo is handled by PayPal and they're doing the same. I don't know about Cash App. I don't own it. There was another one that sent me something else.
Zelle.
No, I don't own Zelle. I don't have Zelle. Something else I signed up for a while back. Facebook Pay. Because I used to take Facebook Pay a long time ago for breaks. Google and they sent me something. I sent a thing back, said, hey, I deactivated this. I don't know why you're sending it to me, but I think just because I had it at one time frame and I could reopen it, that they sent it to me. That's what it was, Facebook Pay.
They'll eventually work out the baseball deal. They know if they don't have baseball, they're going to lose money regardless. Players and owners, they're going to get it done. Right now,
I don't think it gets done for a while. I think we have spring training that is delayed this year.
We don't even have spring training, I don't think, this year.
They're supposed to have spring training this year, but I think it's going to be delayed because of this whole thing.
Well, if it's delayed till April, they're not going to have no spring training. They're just going to go straight to the season.
Well, the players have already spoke. They said, the pitchers mostly, that if they can't get some pitching in beforehand, then they're no good for a while during the season. And that's going to be the big push with their agreement, that there's a spring training. And they wanted spring training. I think they said 2 extra weeks or something now.
They need to shorten spring training because that's how a lot of players get hurt. A lot of pitchers get hurt. You're adding more pitches. You're adding more pitches onto your games when they could be used during the season. I don't understand spring training. Trust me, I used to go to spring training all the time. It's a month. They need to shorten it to 2 weeks to 3 weeks. Pitchers and catchers report in February, which is like next week. They are supposed to report next week. Pitchers and catchers. They're there before the positional players, which are there like March, beginning of March 1st, between March 1st and March 5th is when the positional players go. But a lot of players already go there to do a lot of work, get a lot of training, especially if you're in the 40-man bubble. You're trying to make the team. You want to be there as early as possible. But to me, I think they need to shorten it to save these pitchers' arms.
I just know a lot of them were complaining that last year, and there was an article about it, was on TV saying that last year, due to COVID, blah, 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 they didn't feel like they had ample enough time in spring training to get their arms in the shape they needed to be into for the regular season and pitching them longer innings. That's exactly what they said.
But I think
I'm not a pitcher. I'm not in baseball. I have nothing to do with it. But if that's what they're saying, the players themselves, and they're on record saying it, I mean, is that what they want? I don't know. Just because what you see, with your eyes watching the game doesn't mean it's that person that's pitching. If they don't think that their arm's going to be good enough, I mean, Graham, should they be doing off-season workouts and stuff? Probably. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know what their whole routine is offhand, but they're saying they can't do it.
And then you still have all free agency out there. Tons of players out there who still ain't got no home yet. They haven't even figured out all of the free agents yet.
Jody, I was just about to say that too. I said that's what's going to happen. We'll have a spring training. It'll probably be a week or 2 weeks longer somehow, and then we're going to see a whole lot of 7-inning doubleheaders. I was just going to about to say that too. I could see that being the solution to this all, so we're not playing baseball in freaking late November this year.
Well, if they want to have a longer spring training, they got to shorten the season from 162 to 142.
Maybe they do. I don't know. I don't know what all they're fighting with, but there's been so much talk with the players that are, doing these interviews for all this stuff with all the things that they're wanting. And it's just not all about the money too. I mean, granted, a good chunk of it is.
They want more. They want to have their arbitration years slashed. They want to be able to do arbitration and do a lot of stuff like that sooner than what they should be able to. Which I don't blame them. If I was a player right now, I'd be taking 2-year deals left and right.
Heck, last year I think I seen more guys pitching 4.5 innings than I ever seen in my whole life during a season. Every time I'd sit there and turn around because I was in this baseball fantasy thing, my pitchers getting like 4 or 5 innings and they're out. I mean, they were doing good. It wasn't like they gave up 10 runs or something. And I'm like, man. But then when I started hearing these comments from the pitchers out there, I'm like, well, if they don't think their arms are ready, why aren't they out there earlier doing pre-workout before they report to spring training? Or do they just think, hey, that's when my job starts? I don't know.
Baseball's become, when it comes to pitching, has become a bullpen sport. The better the bullpen, the
Oh, his internet must have went bye-byes.
Okay. Sorry.
No, I don't like the runner on second crap at all. I hate it.
No, that is complete bullshit to end the games that way. Runner on second, if they score and the other team don't, no.
Nope, I say you let it go 20 innings if it has to go 20 innings. That's just like this overtime rule in football that I've never agreed with, that if you get the coin toss and you go down and score a touchdown, it's game over. The other team should still get a possession regardless. If they could tie it up, then you go into sudden death afterwards. I see a target bag.
Yep. But No, the baseball. I get it. They want to shorten baseball. It's too long. To me, baseball's fine where it is. If it's too long for you, then don't watch. It's a long game, anyways. It's not a short game. It's a patient game. If you can be patient and watch it, if you like baseball, you basically got to be able to sit and watch it and actually enjoy it. I don't watch basketball hardly anymore because I don't like the way the game is right now. There's no defense. You sneeze on a player, it's a foul. All these high scores. I liked it when I was younger, when it was 89 to 90 were the high scores, and it was tough basketball. It was physical. Now it's all about shooting. There's no big man no more. There's no nothing. It's all perimeter shooting.
The way the game what turned into it. I mean,
And football, football is still the same, but I just don't like all the penalties. You can't hit the quarterback, blah blah blah. Defenseless receiver and pass interference, and I was like, they're killing that too.
well, to a point, I agree with those calls because here's the thing: is you got guys that are going to aim for guys' kneecaps and everything else. I think they should. I mean, if you're going to hit a defenseless guy like how some of them hits were back in the day, I got it. They're big dudes. They're making money, yada, yada, yada. At the same time frame, guess what? If that guy's married and has kids, I look at it this way. What happens if he gets paralyzed? I mean, look at Shazier for one. I mean, luckily that dude's able to walk semi right now. But I mean, there's a ton of that stuff. Same with concussions. It's huge. Through the years, if you watch, even with the military, I'll even throw this into it. It's just not sports. Concussions was always looked at as like, oh, okay, you got a ding in your head. Here's some freaking Motrin. Don't sleep. Yada 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 yada. As they started looking at TBI and stuff like that through times, they started saying, hey, these hits to the head aren't good. I mean, Troy Aikman, aka Mister, I got hit in the head a lot. I still think Mahomes early on was taking them big hits to the head. I think he could end up being a Troy Aikman down the road if he's not protected well enough and he doesn't, do crazy slides and everything else. But I kind of agree with the rules to where don't clip them in the knees, and stuff. Now, some of the stuff, the way they have to tackle now, I'm not a
Yeah,
fan
yeah,
of.
no, that, and then if you're trying to get the quarterback and your hand just hits his helmet when you're in pursuit or trying to tackle him, oh, roughing the quarterback. How? I'm sorry, he went like this. He barely touched the quarterback's helmet, and that's no. I don't deal with. I'm like, come on. That's ticky tacky. Get rid of
Well,
that.
here's my thing: if you're going to call it one time, you need to call it every time.
Yep, and they're not.
Oh no, because they're not going to see it every time. That's the thing. I mean, you know how many times people are getting their helmets pulled back on them and there's no flags thrown? I mean, you can't be perfect with the way where those referees are out to watch it constantly off the sidelines to catch and all that stuff. It's
They need
not
to
going to
have
be
the
perfect
college.
calls across the board onto. Now, do I agree with every call? No, I don't. We have all these freaking replay things and everything else that go on. I think that they need to start looking into some of these penalties onto that just to maybe get a better grasp. But are they ever going to have a perfect world out there? No. Are we going to go back into the 1940s and 50s where it's just straight gridiron football, bang, bang, boom? Probably not, because people would be like, oh, spinal cord injuries, concussions, everything else. We're just more aware than what we were back in the day, too. I mean, look at a lot of the football players from back in the day. I mean, OJ Simpson took some big hits to the head. Was that contributing to him going out and doing what he did? I'm not saying he get proved innocent, I guess, but even with his theft and everything else, is he in the right frame of mind because of all that?
College rules for football for overtime and NFL would be great. I like how they do college. I really do. Each team gets the ball until they score. They get on the 40-yard line or something like that in college. If they do that, hey, you get on the 30, then no kickoffs. You get on the 30, you get on the 30. Keep going back and forth until someone scores. But each team gets the ball at least once. I do like that. Baseball, one thing I said, instead of having a full count of 2 balls and 3 strikes, make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Take out one of the balls, just go 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now, on that fifth pitch, you're either going to foul it, strike out, or walk. They want to speed that up, eliminate that, less commercials. I agree with that. They need to do something to rejuvenate the younger crowds. Baseball is an older person sport. It's not a young kid sport anymore. You'll see little kids, but it's not like it used to be.
Hey, Nass man, the quarterback just gonna have a red little practice jersey on type deal. Don't touch the quarterback. He can do anything he wants in the pocket. Can't touch him.
Oh, you mean like flag football, touch football? You have to get like a 5 second count, then you can actually rush them.
No, you can still rush him. Everything, you just can't touch him. You can jump up all around him, block him. I don't know. Hey, what once he deemed that he goes backwards, he's down as a sack. I don't know. Watch some crazy rules come out. I have no idea. I mean, there's always going to be, no matter what, when there's a rule made, there's going to be pros and cons to everything across the board. Nobody likes change at all. Everybody hates change, regardless if it's in sports or sports cards or your job or just your daily life. You're like, oh man, change. It sucks. You get used to doing things.
Unless it makes it easier, unless it actually makes it easier.
No, because I can tell you now, even with my job, they can do something to make stuff easier. People are still going to whine, bitch, and complain about it. It's changed. They hate it. They like to be complacent in what they do. And it's the same thing when you start taking into sports cards, anything out there. As soon as there's change, people are going to hate it. But as soon as somebody, out there's like, I like this in a way, they're either going to get dogged or people are going to look at different. Oh, I never thought of it that way, onto it. But change, people just have a hard time with change onto everything across the board. I mean, I have a hard time with certain changes. Am I a fan that we're changing to the Fanatics era? No. There's all kind of things going across the board. Oh, there's finally our first little thingy in there.
Yay! First virus.
Spam blink.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I love baseball, but I don't know. That's the thing. You either love it or you don't. There is no in between. You can't just say, I like it. No. If you just like it, you're not gonna you have to fully understand baseball to actually appreciate it.
I enjoyed it back in the day. Just now I just can't watch it on TV. It's boring to me. I mean, same in basketball. I can't really watch it on TV. I get bored during it. Football I can watch, and hockey I can watch. I probably watched basketball later in life than I did baseball. Now, Graham, one probably because Jordan playing for coming out of retirement, emptying times, and everything else. But that was just me, my perspective onto it. I couldn't watch a soccer game at all. I mean, I tried to watch it. It's really boring to me as well. But that's my preference. I think I just can't watch it. I mean, I couldn't watch a tennis match, bowling. Now, if I knew somebody out there, yeah, I'd probably watch it.
That's the thing with baseball. I used to play it a lot. Little League, 18s. A lot of older. I mean, I played a long time. I love playing it. I love the game. That's what keeps me drawn to it. A lot of these people don't play it, so they're not really into it. It's one of those things. Baseball, you either love it or you don't. You can't just say, baseball's okay. Which means you'll only watch it when the World Series is happening. That's when you know someone just likes baseball because they only watch the World Series.
Theodore, I'm going to give you my prediction of where all these quarterbacks go. I'm going on record right here tonight with it. Russell Wilson stays in Seattle. Aaron Rodgers, this is my perspective. You can give yours afterwards.
I'll give mine in a minute.
Aaron Rodgers stays in Green Bay for one more year because they decide they will not sign him. Jimmy Garoppolo will go to Tampa Bay because he's going to follow Brady's shadow again. Hold on. This even gets better. Pittsburgh, because they lost Big Ben, they're not going to sign Winston. Bridgewater will stay in Denver. I have a funny feeling right offhand for some unknown reason. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh drafting another quarterback and then picking up somebody mediocre like Blake Bortles or somebody out there. I don't know who offhand. It's not going to be anybody that is a big name. It's just going to be some mediocre quarterback that they're going to use to fight for whatever for the time being. Daniel Jones will stay in New York, even though Carolina wants to get a new quarterback out there, and they will try to throw everything to get Russell Wilson at him, to include McCaffrey. They'll still all stay put. Who's the other quarterbacks everybody's talking about? I'm trying to think. Watson, he just won't have a home. I say Winston probably stays New Orleans type deal. Trying to think if there was any more teams. There was somebody else. Baker Mayfield gets another year in Cleveland and then is gone. Tua stays put in Miami for one more year. Matt Ryan does not go anywhere nor thinks about retirement and stays with Atlanta. And they will end up drafting a new wide receiver, hopefully, down there. Hold on, I'm missing one person. I know it. I cannot think. I got to look at ESPN because I know I'm missing a team. There's one team I'm missing. Bills, Dolphins. I tried to do it through my head here real quick. Oh, the Washington Commanders. That's the one I was thinking of the most. If Winston does not go to New Orleans, he will become the Washington Commanders' new quarterback. It's somebody like their quarter, was his name? Hanky, whatever, would be like the type of player that Pittsburgh picks up on like a 2 or 3 year contract. I do agree. I did see in the chat that somebody said Mason Rudolph for 1 year. I think they should ride it for 1 year too. I really do, because they got players to sign. Let me just make sure I covered everybody else. Bears, Lions, Packers, Vikes. The one person I do see going to Pittsburgh, though, and this is just a long shot. This is my biggest shot of them all. Marcus Mariota is the new quarterback for Pittsburgh. I'm going to go with that there. Marcus Mariota, new quarterback in Pittsburgh. And I think everybody else stays put from where they're at. Carr stays with the Raiders. The Titans may possibly pick somebody up, but I don't know who. But that's my picks. And Trevor Lawrence breaks his neck next year. Okay.
Shut up about my gym. Trevor Lawrence. Okay. Russell Wilson. I think he's gone. Where? I think he goes to the Giants. I see Daniel Jones getting sent to Seattle. I see them swapping. Matt Ryan. I see Matt Ryan going to Tampa since Brady's gone. I do. I see Matt Ryan. They're going to want a veteran quarterback, and they got good receivers there. I see Baker Mayfield getting traded to Carolina for McCaffrey. Then they're going to use McCaffrey and get some draft picks. If Mayfield doesn't go to Carolina, I could see Mayfield going to the Commanders. I think they're done with Mayfield. Bridgewater will back up somewhere. I see Jimmy G going to the Broncos. I see Aaron Rodgers possibly going to the Niners for 1 year and taking Devontae Adams with them.
No, possibly. This is your picks.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. If Devontae Adams doesn't go, because Devontae Adams is going to be out there too. He's a free agent. If he doesn't go there, Aaron Rodgers, he's going to go to the Raiders to be with Derek Carr, his old quarterback. Deshaun Watson, he ain't getting a job. And if he does, I see Miami because they will want him. And if that's the case, I see Tua going to the Texans. Who else? Winston will not. He won't be with New Orleans. I think it's Taysom Hill's team. They're paying him too much to not have him. So I can see Jameis Winston going. I see Jameis Winston possibly either going to the Texans or maybe the Jets. Dalton's gone. He won't be with the Bears. That'll be Justin Fields' team. I can see Dalton going back to the Cowboys, backing up Dak. That's just my theory. I mean, the Browns, if they trade Mayfield, they could possibly get somebody. Maybe they get Winston. Maybe Matt Ryan might go to the Steelers, actually. I can see that happening. I think Matt Ryan's gone. I think he's out. I think he's definitely out at Atlanta. Kirk Cousins ain't going nowhere with the Vikings. He'll be there. He ain't going nowhere. It's too big of a contract. No one's going to eat that. So that's just mine. I honestly think Jimmy G will go. Wow, really? I see Jimmy G going to the Broncos. Matt Ryan's going somewhere. He's going to the Buccaneers, or he could be your Steelers.
Nope. I'm telling you, Matt Ryan will stay in place. I think, and now some of my stuff was for fun, like Jimmy G following in the footsteps of Tom Brady, but I really think it's possible when you look at salary cap and everything else going across the board. Jimmy G goes there. He's got, still Mike Evans and stuff like that there. But the biggest one that I really think would come true is that Mason Rudolph starts for Pittsburgh next year. But if they do get another quarterback, I bet you it's going to be Marcus Mariota. And that's not even me looking at anything crazy. But Mariota would probably fit in their system a little bit better. And plus, knowing that you got Najee Harris, who's actually a decent running back, I'd say above average. The wide receiver core, you got to get rid of Juju. Juju's out running his mouth about Dallas freaking locker room looking way better than wooden lockers in Pittsburgh or whatever it may be. Get rid of him. You already got good depth. I mean, if they work on their O-line and stuff, I mean, plus they got to re-sign people. They can't take on a contract. People like Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy G, or Russell Wilson, they would blow their whole pot because they only got like $40 million in cap.
Broncos got a shit ton of money, so I think they go after Jimmy G. They like that veteran quarterback, and Drew Lock is still there. Bridgewater's gone. I can see Bridgewater going back to Carolina where he had success because Sam Darnold's not the answer. Cam Newton's not getting another job. Bridgewater actually had success there. I can see him doing it.
I think there's going to be a lot of pushes for some of these draft picks. I mean,
I don't. There's no quarterback in this draft. This is a defensive or lineman draft. There's not really a big quarterback in this draft.
I disagree. The kid from Pitt looks good. The kid from Pitt's going to look good. Depending on the team that he gets drafted by, he can look really, really good. And I think now they're slotting him.
What's the draft order? I know Jacksonville's one. We're either getting an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman. And I think who's number 2? The Lions?
Mm-hmm. I didn't look at it, what draft order was. I think there's going to be some different change. I think some people are going to trade up in the draft. I really do believe that. But if you look at the asking price for Russell Wilson, it's stupid. Aaron Rodgers, it's ridiculous. That's why I don't think anybody's going to fork that over for them. This isn't like Peyton Manning's coming to your team, Tom Brady's coming to your team, freaking
Wouldn't it be great if Aaron Rodgers went to Tampa?
he's still, that's the thing is, from my understanding, he's still in control this next year. And I think they could, that he wants, I'm pretty sure he wants out of there, regardless. But I don't think they're going to find somebody that's going to be able to afford to pay him. And even if they could transfer part of that money into a bonus, they're still going to have to sign him at like a 3-year contract.
There's one team that will do it, and they're crazy enough to do it. Washington. Dan Snyder, don't care.
I don't think he wants to play for Washington, so that would be right out the thing right off the bat.
So I don't know. I just got a funny feeling Jimmy G is going to be a Bronco.
I don't know, because see, with the Broncos being up for sale, it makes you really wonder what they're going to do. Depending on when that sale goes through for the billions they want for the team, it's then going to come under what those owners want that GM to push for. And recently, with what was talked about in Miami and good old Cleveland and stuff, where they were getting bonuses to lose games. I don't know how true all that is. Probably is, because you start looking at how people had all these high draft picks and stuff. Maybe. I mean, I think that Jimmy G moves on, that they're going to push to Trevor. Trey Lance.
Trey Lance. Yeah, no, Trey Lance. Garoppolo already said his goodbye to the Niners. He's gone. He's gone. He knows it. It's Trey Lance's team.
I don't think Cousins will go back to Washington.
No. I like Tyler Heineke. I like him. He's a good quarterback. He's got some fight in him. I like that kid. I like him. I hope he stays their quarterback. I like him a lot. But here, if Deshaun Watson is going to get reinstated and is actually going to play, I can see Christian McCaffrey getting traded for him and going to the Panthers. McCaffrey's up for trade. They already said it.
Well, that's why I made the comment that Darnold and McCaffrey for Russell Wilson with the draft picks and that, but Seattle doesn't bend. I think that Seattle holds on to Russell Wilson. I think they really, really do. I don't think they're going to push the issue with it, and they're just going to make him stay. And the sad part is, I think Russell Wilson can still be franchise tagged after his contract's up, if I recall right.
Yeah, I see. If Deshaun Watson comes back, I can see the Panthers and Texans making a trade. They need the number one running back with McCaffrey, even though he's always injury prone for the last 2 years. That's why he's on the block. You trade Sam Darnold and McCaffrey and get Watson. I can see them doing that if he comes back, or they do that or Watson goes to Miami, where he was going to go, because they want him bad there. They're not sold on Tua.
I think they let Tua ride one more year before they do anything. I really do. I mean, Rodgers going to Vegas, very slim possibility. I think that they're pretty much set with Derek Carr. They're not going to get rid of him.
No. McDaniels likes him. McDaniels went there for that reason, I think.
And I look at, no matter how much people are going to say Russell Wilson's going somewhere, I really don't think so. Aaron Rodgers, I think we have the drama saga of him, and as things unfold, he just stays in Green Bay. I mean, here's the thing. If San Francisco was to take Aaron Rodgers, they're going to have to sign him to 3 years. Do you really put Lance at like 4 years as backup? I don't know. Back in the day, yeah, you'd want people to stay underneath your star quarterback for a while to learn and stuff like that. But now it's about putting these guys out after either rookie year, next year, or following year.
I think Daniel Jones stays. I like Daniel Jones. I really like him. It's not fair to him that he got hurt last year and the year before Barkley was out and all of this. He just has. It's been nothing but injuries with the Giants. But I like Daniel Jones. I like what I see from the kid. I think he can do really, really well. I've seen enough of Daniel Jones to be like, okay, I like what I see. But he got hurt with his neck last year. He missed like what, a third of the season with his neck. The year before, Saquon Barkley was completely gone. Evan Ingram kept getting hurt. Sterling Shepard kept getting hurt. Darius Slayton kept on getting hurt. Yeah, and Daniel Jones I think he is underrated. I really do. Like I said, I just have a feeling Jimmy G is going to be the Bronco quarterback.
Time will tell. About the next 5 months.
Either that, or I can see Matt Ryan going there. They like their veteran quarterbacks in Detroit and Denver.
I think a lot of these moves are going to take place in March. A lot of them.
You're going to see the draft be crazy this year. You're going to see a lot of trades at the draft.
I'll tell you a person, I know there's probably Buffalo Bills fans out there. I think Josh Allen gets a change of scenery and goes somewhere. He's even better.
Depends on where he goes, though. It's a problem.
He gets a change of scenery to a better place. That's what I just mean, better place. He has more consistent wide receivers, a good running game, and
he ain't going nowhere. They're gonna throw the bank. They're gonna throw the money.
They're not going to trade him. I got that. I'm just saying, if Josh Allen decides, hey, I don't want to resign, and after so many freaking franchise tags wear out, he decides he wants to go play somewhere else. I think he's going to be a very good quarterback in the league. Here's the other thing you got to look at. All right. That whole conference is stacked if you go into it. Mahomes, Allen. I'll even throw Herbert into the mix. Burrow. Dang it. I had one more quarterback in my head.
Yeah, you got Derek Carr, you got Mahomes and Herbert.
I don't consider Carr as one of the better quarterbacks in there. Allen, Burrow,
Herbert.
Oh, maybe that might have been it. Yeah. No, because I was thinking with some of the changes. That's why. It's going to be hard for somebody else to come into Denver, especially like Aaron Rodgers, and then have to compete in that league against Mahomes and Herbert. That's why I don't think he's going to go there. I think if he would go anywhere, it's going to stay in the NFC, because when you look at, getting anywhere, if he goes AFC West, that's a crowded place already to begin with.
Yeah. See, I think New Orleans is going to take a big step back now that Peyton's gone. Sean Payton retired. He resigned. He's not there no more. To me, Michael Thomas, he's not going to be what he used to be. They have no receivers. They got Kamara and they got Taysom Hill. That's all they got. So I see New Orleans in full rebuild mode.
With the NFC, okay, really, the West is the only one that's competing.
Yep.
And I'm throwing Kyler Murray in that scenario right now, and I'm throwing Trey Lance's name into it. But you got Stafford with the Rams, Wilson. And then you've also got Russell with the Seahawks, if they could put it together with a good coaching and all that stuff. But when you look across the board elsewise, Brady's out, gone, right off the bat. Dak Prescott, hit or miss. I'll be honest with the Cowboys. They're hit or miss. They sometimes start off strong and then they fizzle away, just like freaking Kyler Murray did. I predicted that. I said, watch, second half of the season after that freaking bye week, he always folds for some reason. It just shows right off the bat. They were killing it in that league, killing it. And then they just
Tampa's division is going to be up for grabs for anybody.
Well, I still think, that's why Aaron Rodgers stays at the Packers. You got the Bears, Lions, and Vikings. Your probably biggest contest is going to be the Vikings with a very subpar Kirk Cousins, because he's got some receivers. That's about it. And you got Dalvin Cook, who has been doing pretty good, even with the injuries and stuff. So that's why I said I don't see him really going many other places out there, especially to the AFC where you already got a lot of hot young quarterbacks already in there. I mean, granted, you do have some departures and stuff like that over the past couple of years, but it's crowded. It's a crowded conference. And if Rodgers wants to try to compete to get to a Super Bowl and then having a chance to win it, it's to stay in the NFC.
Yeah, but that division's wide open. Yeah, Atlanta, New Orleans, Carolina, and Tampa. Nothing scares you in that division now that Brady's gone.
I mean, this would be crazy. Just imagine if Josh Allen was traded to Tampa Bay with what they got right now. I think he improves as a quarterback overall. That's just one of my scenarios I was trying to say. I'm not saying Josh Allen sucks, the Buffalo Bills suck, nothing like that. My thing is, if you took him out and placed him into another team that was a little bit more built, I think he would be a very lethal force out there. Very, very. But we're going to see a lot of teams change over the next 2 to 3 years, too, because of salary caps. When they have to re-sign these guys, they all want big money. I mean, look, they got to do something about Mahomes' big money coming up here.
I think Matt Ryan goes to Tampa.
I see. I don't know. I still think Jimmy G ends up there for some reason. I'd part on to it all.
Jimmy G's a Bronco.
No, and I even say, well, even with whoever the new ownership is, if they want to go make a splash, their splash is going to be going all on Aaron Rodgers or somebody. It won't be Jimmy G. Jimmy G is not going to make your team Super Bowl contenders. He's not. With what they got up there. There's no way. No way.
No, but the problem is they're not going to want to spend all the money in the world since they just bought the team.
They still have a salary cap to spend up to each year.
Yeah,
and
but
there's loyal fans. I lived up near Denver for almost 3 years.
But there's not really a big fish out there in free agency and quarterback.
That's why I said that I think Teddy Bridgewater is it for them for another year. They play it off and see what happens, and they try to roll some draft picks. Because this now has become a draft pick era to finding your quarterback versus taking somebody big with a big chunk of change. Because here's the thing. If you can go out there and get a quarterback cheap for 3-4 years as a rookie and they do well, you could build a team around them. I mean, look at some of the examples out there. Herbert, Burrow, even when Mayfield, even though they try to surround him, that's just a fumbling mess up there. Josh Allen, because when he resigns and is paid big money and all that stuff, with those young guys at quarterbacks, that's where a lot of your money is going to go. You got to draft for success for down the road. Picking up quarterbacks like Stafford is going to be very, very slim.
That's why I see Garoppolo going there for 1 year. Aaron Rodgers stays put. Aaron Rodgers will be a free agent after that. That's when the Broncos throw everything in the book at Aaron Rodgers to go there. After, they're going to sign Jimmy G probably for 1 year because they know they're going to need to save the money and save everything to persuade Aaron Rodgers to go there.
Where did you say Aaron Rodgers was going to?
He's staying with the Packers.
I thought you said he went to San Francisco or something. I don't even remember now.
No, I said
Rodgers.
I said that's the only place I can see him going because his family's here, but I don't see it happening.
No,
I don't see them doing it.
It's a crowded little division. They won't go.
I see Aaron Rodgers either staying in Green Bay or retiring, or sitting out a year.
I don't think he'll retire because he's the type of person that wants to be the big name when it goes on the ballot. You already got Brady on this one. Ben, onto it. Those two are probably going to take a big chunk of the votes up that year. I don't see Rodgers retiring this year too.
But that makes sense. That's why I say Garoppolo 1 year with the Broncos until Aaron Rodgers is a free agent. Then you throw everything in the book at him to get him there.
From what I've seen, Johnny, if anybody's going to sign him, it's got to be 3 years. I don't know if that was out of his mouth, his agent's mouth, or what people are speculating.
And then if he goes there, you can get Devontae Adams to go there. You can keep them together there because they got what? Judy and Cortland Sutton as their receivers. That Javonte Williams, he's a pretty good running back for a rookie. He did pretty well. Melvin Gordon, he's not one. He's not anything special. Noah Fant's a good tight end. They can bump up their defense. They can get Jimmy G this one year, and then get some defensive players. And then the next year, that's when you go after Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams.
Here's the thing, though, playing in Denver, you don't get called the mile high out there for no reason. That auction sucks. Until you get climatized, Aaron Rodgers would have to move there. Even though I could see him fitting in with the people there, I just don't see him doing it because it's not where he wants to be at. I think that he just stays in Green Bay for this next year, and I think he retires after that. That's what I think Aaron Rodgers will do. I don't think he'll move anywhere else. I really don't. And at the most, if Devontae Adams, he might sign I'll play one more year with Rodgers, and Green Bay puts it all into play for 1 year. And they fall short.
Does anybody actually believe that Brady's going to stay retired?
Yeah, I do.
I don't. I think he'll stay retired for 1 year and then come back. He'll pull a Brett Favre. I just have a feeling he doesn't. I have a feeling he's only retiring because his wife is telling him, stay home. And he's going to stay home for 1 year. And he's like, no, I got to get the hell out of here. I have a feeling he is going to come back. He likes playing too much.
If he comes back, he might come back as some kind of like sportscaster or a freaking coach. But I think
he's getting money left. He's throwing left or right at him for broadcasting.
And he'd be stupid not to take it. And you know what? All those quarterback coaches that are not Tom Brady, they're making the big money. Imagine the sign Tom Brady would make doing that. I think he pretty much came to the terms like, hey, I want to be a fan, but here's the thing. You become a sportscaster, guess what? You're going to be doing that too.
Yeah, you're going to be traveling all over anyway, so it's the same thing.
I think maybe he takes a year, 2 years off, maybe then down the road, watches his kids grow for a little bit, maybe does go into broadcasting with the sports teams. I don't know. That's up to him to really decide. But I don't think he'll come back for anything after this. I think, it was one of those things with him and his wife and the kids. And, you've been playing the game for so long. What else do you have to prove?
I think he just wants to play still. That's the thing.
All these guys, when they retire, still want to play the game. Heck, I bet you Joe Montana still wants to play the game. Mr. 12 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, perfect man in the Super Bowl, I'm sure he still does, or whatever it is, 14, I forget, 16, maybe 18, 20, I don't know. They all still want to play. I mean, look, when they used to do the freaking Pro Bowl thing, remember when they used to do the Hall of Fame guys? They used to come up there, retirees to go through. You had like Boomer Esiason, Warren Moon, Bobby Brister and stuff, and they would compete in those events.
The thing with Brady is he's made the NFL his bitch. He has so much power in the NFL. He can get away with anything.
Well, until he went off this last time.
He didn't get fined. He didn't get fined.
He didn't get fined, but he got penalized. Didn't like it, did he?
He got penalized. He didn't get fined. But that's the thing. Anybody else would have got fined. He gets away with so much stuff, and he knows the power that he has. He goes to any NFL team, everyone say, oh, they're automatic Super Bowl contender because it's Tom Brady. He likes it. He's been liking it for 22 years. He proved that he can go somewhere else and win a Super Bowl, and it wasn't all about Belichick. I still think he wants to prove people wrong.
He might. Yeah, I couldn't tell you offhand his thought process onto it. I mean, to me, he says he's retired. He's going to retire. I think he stays retired for a little bit until he finds what he wants to do to a life after retirement. I mean, honestly, he doesn't need to work. He can make
No,
some guest appearances or do whatever he wants to make some money on the side. They're well off him.
he make more. His wife makes more money than him, but he can make more money off endorsements playing than the NFL.
Yeah, I mean that's all you do. A couple commercials here and there.
But I just think he just loves the control.
Hey, next thing you know, Jake from State Farm will be firing fucking Patrick Mahomes and hiring Tom Brady for his new replacement. Because you already got what is it? You got State Farm has Mahomes
And Roger
who has the Peyton Manning with a country guy? Is that
nationwide?
Nationwide. Maybe Geico picks them up. I don't know, or Allstate. Who knows?
I see Amazon Prime or Amazon picking up Brady because he's friends with Bezos.
Man, Tom Brady's friends with everybody. There's a story years ago where Ichiro ended up getting a message and, on his phone text message, it's like, hey, I got your phone number from Alex Rodriguez and I want to learn your stretching techniques or whatever he does for warm up and everything like that. And he's like, Tom Brady. Ichiro was like in his clubhouse because I got this weird text message from some guy one day, and they're like, well, who wants to know all that stuff? Because some guy named Tom Brady. He had no idea who Tom Brady was. This is like 5 years ago. Yeah, or maybe 6. I don't know how long. It was not that long ago. He's like, who's Tom Brady? And everybody just laughed at him in the locker room. It was like 2 years before Ichiro retired. I know that. Maybe a year before he retired. But it was one of the funniest stories that Ichiro tried to have spit out of Tom Brady. And I'm like, wow.
What's up, Surfer?
Dang, that made you quick to out there. Woo. That was a quick shipment. I was thinking you probably weren't going to end up getting it until Saturday or Monday next week, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Brady comes back. I think he takes the year off and then comes back. I think he goes, I want to make another run at it.
I just had another Hawaii shipment today, sir, for Y&I. Not Y&I, I'm sorry, Mililani. Mililani over on Oahu. I saw it pop up, and I'm like, wait a minute, who else is in Hawaii?
So who you thinking? Bengals, Rams. Who you thinking?
Rams. I'm gonna go with the Stafford route. I really am. I said it originally, beginning of the year, that the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. I can't really change what I said.
I don't know. There's just something about the Bengals that just makes me want to take them.
Now, really, like I said, I had the Bills versus the Rams too, or that was my pick.
I had Chiefs and Rams, but I don't know. I see something in the Bengals. They look more hungry than the Rams do.
I think they buckle. It comes down to a field goal, and that rookie kicker misses the field goal in the big one to tie it.
The Bengals just seem more hungry than the Rams. The Rams just seem like more entitled because of all the players they have on there.
Oh, heck no. Did you see Cooper Kupp playing? Cooper Kupp just pounding and driving and just kept going. No. Cooper Kupp, I think he's going to be the game changer on that whole thing. And I think Odell Beckham has now finally come into a good rhythm with Stafford too. The defense on the Rams, this is my big question mark, okay? If they can stay smart, they're going to do well. They're going to do well. Grant, I don't think Weddle should be playing for him right now, but hey, whatever it may be. But I think Von Miller, Donald, and all them guys, I think they're going to do pretty good. I think it might be a good game, but in back of my head, I'm saying 10 points difference in the game for the Rams. It's just something about being in your home stadium Granted, there's going to be Bengals fans there and everything. But I said it from the beginning of the year. I'm really not going to change my pick. I'm going to say the Rams are going to do it.
I don't know. I don't know. There's just something about the Bengals that just makes me believe they can do it.
I think Burrow goes out there, has a decent showing. I really do. For a second-year quarterback doing it. But I just have this feeling in me since the beginning of the whole season. I said Stafford is a great quarterback. He's going to go out there. He's going to have Cup and Woods out there before they had Beckham and all that other stuff. And as they start adding pieces, because I was scared at the beginning of the season out there, especially with injuries, I just think they're going to put it together.
I think, okay, there hasn't been a number one draft pick to ever win a Super Bowl, huh? Quarterback. I think Joe Burrow does it. I don't think there's ever been a number one overall pick quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl.
Hold on. Let me think about this because I got to look it up because I think you might be wrong, but I could be wrong myself because I believe John Elway was the number one pick.
I think Marino was number one, wasn't he?
John Elway, number one pick, 1983, quarterback out of Stanford.
That's the only one.
Drew Bledsoe.
Well, Tom Brady won that.
He still got a ring.
Oh, come on. He backed
Troy
it
Aikman. You're forgetting about him as well, too. I'm starting to think in my head here.
Troy Aikman was the number one, was he?
Yes, he was.
Was he?
Mm-hmm. See, I started going backwards in time, okay? And I'm like, all right, Burrow was number one pick. I know Stafford was the number one pick. I'm like, I know Cam Newton failed. Andrew Luck didn't have anything. And then I was like, okay, Goff played in it. And I started going back. And I'm like, do we count Eli Manning as the number one draft pick? Because he was traded after he was picked? I mean, everybody thinks of him because of where he was at in the draft. He was picked number one, still wanted two. Peyton Manning was the number one draft pick too. Don't forget.
No, he wasn't. Ryan Leaf was number one.
First overall picks, Peyton Manning.
Was it? Okay, I thought Ryan Leaf was before him.
Says it here. I mean, unless they're wrong on their numbers. Peyton Manning, or I'm sorry, not Peyton Manning. I was looking at Aikman there. Peyton Manning, number one pick, Colts. So, but like I said, my first thought was John Elway and Aikman because I started going to recent stuff in my head. And then I was like, I thought about the Eli Manning thing in my head, but I said he was drafted number one, but he went number third or
See,
whatever.
I think Jody got it what I was saying. The second year player, number one pick to be in there. No other number one pick has been the Super Bowl after the second year, I think.
Ben? Let me think here about that one.
Ben was a number one
Eli
pick.
Manning's first Super Bowl was way later.
Ben wasn't a first rounder. I mean, a number one overall.
No, he was like pick 8 or 11. I forget.
Exactly, but I think this is the first time a second year player who was a number one draft pick is in the Super Bowl. I don't think Aikman got there till like his third, fourth year. Manny didn't get there for a while.
Aikman would have been
Third year.
Super Bowl 27, wasn't it? 27? Correct me if I'm wrong out there. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, and that would have been what, like 1992 season. So
He was an '89 rookie. He didn't get there till after they got Emmitt Smith, which was in '91. Jody saw Ryan Leaf in Vegas playing blackjack. He looked miserable. He was babysitting Manziel.
Joe Namath. I didn't think of that name. I just saw that on there. Joe Namath. Because I think it took Bradshaw 5 years, 4 or 5. I'm trying to think like the older time now. Y'all got me thinking here.
I'm sticking with. I gotta take Burrow. But if the Rams win, I think Aaron Donald gets MVP. If the Rams win, it's because Aaron Donald just becomes a machine and can't be stopped.
Joe Namath, the #1 pick.
Was he?
The #1 pick of the draft. I'm trying to think now. Dang it, I gotta look back in there. Hold on. I took down the screen a little bit ago.
Footballreference.com would be the best way to look.
And I just hit Google. I don't know. I don't see him on here. I think Terry Baker was it that year. I don't remember now.
That's when Leaf was out of prison trying to be a mentor. Yeah, that's exactly who Johnny Manziel needed as a mentor. I like who my team got as a coach now, though. I'm happy with it. I was hoping for Leftwich, but we did get Doug Peterson. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I don't see his name on here at all.
AFL draft.
Oh, maybe. I mean, technically, Montana was even a #1 pick.
Montana was not a #1 pick.
I just said he wasn't a #1 pick.
Yeah.
So even Montana wasn't a #1 pick.
Yeah, I know. Being the #1 pick doesn't always mean anything.
Yeah, I was trying to see when that changed over because they were calling it oh gosh, when I was way back up in here in the 60, it said AFL champion, AFL all-star. That's why I try to go forward after because it was kind of weird on some of the stuff that was written in here.
But if Burrow wins the Super Bowl, he'll be in a very, very small category of #1 draft picks to win the Super Bowl with Manning, Elway, Aikman. That list ain't big.
Well, Stafford could win too, and still and be in the same thing too.
Yep.
He was #1 pick back in 09. I mean, there's a lot of them that are on there. I mean, just by looking at some of these names. I mean, you even got to look, like I said, Bledsoe has a ring. Aikman has a ring.
Bledsoe backup ring.
Don't matter. He still got a ring. He still has a ring. Terry Bradshaw was #1 overall pick. Has rings.
Or you're saying then David Carr, because he was the number 1 pick for the Texans.
He was, yeah. He's on there too. It's
he
another
won one with the Giants as a
He was
backup.
like 5 years later or something like that.
He was backup to the Giants with Eli.
Yeah, he'd fall onto it. He's on the team. All right. I'm going to call it for tonight because I'm going to get to bed. It's been a long week of doing taxes for people.
You got a show tomorrow, right?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
They canceled that one. Next week's out in, what do they call it? Salem, Indiana. I think I'm going to make the drive up for a 50-table show. And then I think it's the week after. There's another one in Louisville. I'm going to drive my mom home beginning of March.
Well, I'll be in Vegas next weekend on that show. So if anybody wants to see this pretty face, I'll be there.
Y'all go look at Sasha T's channel. Joey's going to be on live.
No, thank you.
He's going to be a trade night.
No, I'll go to trade night. I'll probably go look around, but I don't know. I'll be at the show for sure. I'm staying at that casino. So.
Upstairs.
What?
All I hear is the TV upstairs going meh, meh. It's like the alert. I'm like looking at my phone for the last 10 minutes. There's like no alerts. I don't know what the hell's going on upstairs.
Maybe your mom was watching a show that has that going on.
Well, at first it's I remember like watching The Purge.
Yeah.
It has that noise, but so do all the alarm systems, and it's after the beginning of the month. And normally they don't do them at 11:15 at night. Those are usually done at like noon for the test on the first day of the month or first Friday of the month.
Yeah.
We'll go upstairs and go see what she's doing. All right.
Wander Franco's not considered a rookie in Bowman's best.
It's a prospect card.
It's a prospect card.
It should be his rookie card. They screwed it up because he played enough games to be a rookie card. It's just not labeled as a rookie card. It's a big mess up. All right, guys, we are out. I will catch you guys 2 weeks overtime. 2 weeks. Have a good one. Stay safe out there. Catch you later.